Oh, this is so interesting. So, this week, what I've been given as our theme this week is a very, very powerful theme. This theme is all about allowing yourself to know how powerful you are as a human, but maybe only 5% human, and the rest of you being actually spirit. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of big energy changes going on, and your soul is coming in and giving soul interventions. And you might just go, like a fucking shit show. This is just not working out for me at all. My finances are plummeting. My relationships are going to pop. There are arguments going on everywhere. You are being asked by every single soul intervention to understand how powerful you are when you step in and enter into the flow of who you are. That means you are attached, you are in the conduit, you're in flow, you're connected to source. You get to know exactly who and what you are. So the soul interventions, the shit shows that happen, and so many people are having them, and they are contacting me just going, oh my God, Leon, I don't know how to deal with this. But my paid clients get my support, and I'm reminding them all the time how they can stand and get back into their power. When they are in their power, their children start acting in a different way, whereas before they were just being horrendous. Their partners, their business, and everything, they're stepping into their abundance, they're stepping into their true source power. This is what this week is all about, and it will just keep getting more and more stronger like that. So, the more you're in your power, the more you can actually cope with and navigate the times when the shit shows come up, when the soul interventions come up. So that's what this week is going to be all about. It is not a punishment. You're not being punished by your soul or God or the universe or however you want to see it. It is the fact that you are being asked to step into and own your power. That is the amazing gift of whatever shit show you're going through. You are being asked to step in and see what is going on and be able to say in a few weeks' time or a few days' time, a few hours' time, the more the better you can deal with it. My God, thank you. If that hadn't have happened, I would never, I would never have stepped into my power. And this is what's happening. Clients of mine, their children are acting up, partners, things are going on with their house or something like that, or to do with their business finances, and clients are plummeting. This is all soul intervention. And when you step into your power, you're understanding, okay, I'm being shown something here. There's something for me to get past. There's something for me to grow past. This is amazing. And you are entering into a new dimension. You're entering into your new reality. You're taking back your power. You're operating then from your soul and from your spirit. So let's be clear, you're not being punished. This is just forcing you to operate from your own power. Claim your divine inheritance and know exactly who and what you are. Now, I talk to the spirit of the business. I do readings for the spirit of the business, and this is what's coming up so much at the moment. So let's dive in and do the cards. But first of all, I just want to say, there are four stages. There are four stages of conscious competence. The first stage, you've got no idea what's going on. This is where Serafina comes in and she said, you don't know how powerful you are. Stage two is when you start to see the gap and you kind of go, I wonder if this is a lesson. I wonder if this shit show that I'm going through is actually there to teach me something. Yes. Stage three is that you're doing the practices, you're understanding, you're expanding your broadband, your broadband wavelength, you're raising your frequency, you're understanding how to hold more of your abundance, hold more of your frequency. And stage four is when you're entering into utopia and you're just observing all the rubbish that's going on. You're going, right, okay. And you start operating from your power. I'm so glad. I'm so happy that you're here and listening to this because every single week when we do these channels readings from the dragons, every single week it is a transmission. And when you listen to the transmission and when you listen to it with your whole body, with your intuition, with everything else, not just your head and your mind and your logical, you're listening to with the very super mastered mind that you've got, your higher intelligence. in your body, in your cells, you will be receiving a higher frequency. So every single week that you listen, you're raising your frequency while you're listening and while you're listening to the messages from the cards. So that's why I do what I do. So I'm so happy that you're here. So happy that you're here. Okay, so let's get into the cards. And if you haven't yet, pick a number 1, 2, 3, or 4, and we will listen to what that message is. In other words, how can you evolve past what's going on? How can you understand what's going on? How can you operate differently? How can you own your power? How can you claim your power? I'm very excited to see what cards come up because they are answering the theme and they are letting you know exactly what it is that you can do right now as a human, listening to your soul. They're saying this would be a great step for you to take. So let's dive in and choose card number 1. If you're ready, let's do that. By the way, in the show notes, I'm going to put a part 1 of stepping into your power. Part 1 of stepping into your power, knowing that you're not fully human, that you're not vulnerable, you're not a victim, you're not, in survival mode, but how you can step into your power of who and what you truly are. You can watch someone else go through the process, laugh along with us, and understand how that journey actually works. And then part 2 is actually stepping into your abundance, taking charge and owning the abundance that's already there for you, within you. Okay, card number 1. Okay. Nombre la haraki. Up. Diala ora. Ekiri. Nala kambala ora katiki. Nika. Okay, so we have Sovereign number 35. Let me go to 35 and see what Sovereign has to say to us about this week's theme, which is all about take back your power. Okay, number 35, Sovereign. She is a beautiful, beautiful purple regal sovereign dragon asking you to go back and step back into your power. Let's see what her message is all about today. 35, filter out. In other words, we're talking about the aura. Filter out what is not yours. Clean off your aura. Cleanse your energy to your highest vibration and sovereign soul state. What happens often is when we're going through a bit of a shit show, or when we go to the supermarket or go to work or deal with other people in a lower vibration, they can not only sort of enter our permeable aura until we take care of it, and they can start to steal your energy. You've done an awful lot of work. You've taken care of your energy. You're building up your frequency, and then someone else just comes along like a pirate and sucks all that up. So we need to take care of our energy and need to take care of our aura. Our aura is our absolute haven, and we are the treasure within that. So we don't want anyone else getting close to our energy. So we need to be able to clean it and zip that up as best as we possibly can daily, and maybe sometimes twice a day. So let's just see what this message is actually saying. And I'll read the majority of it, but it's quite a long one. It's time now to actively attend to your energy filter. Just as a wash you hair regularly or energy requires a thorough clean and reset frequently, your personal filter surrounds you and acts like an energetic boundary and can and does get clogged. It can eventually break down from the steady stream of being bombarded and even penetrated by less desirable energy from people, places, and your environment. Outside influences have been penetrating your filter and getting to your core, affecting your intuition, your mental clarity, your physical health, wearing you down. It's time to cleanse so that you can effectively filter out and adjust your settings to decide what gets in and even what you send out. So the dragons often talk about working from within your bubble, working from within your aura. Now, I teach people how to step into their power, but at the very same time, I absolutely have to teach them how to take care of their energy. Otherwise, as you step more into your power, you're more susceptible for people stealing and being a pirate of your power. Energy vampires, I think somebody once called it. So you have to be able to take care of your energy, Step into your energy, step into your power, but also take care of that and zip that up and make sure that no one has access to that. That means you're stepping into your power and no one then can start stealing your power. You are a receiver and a transmitter and a living energy being that has a filter that acts for your best interests. Your soul goes all the way around you. She is huge. Imagine that you can see yourself within a thin membrane that goes around your body and even encompasses your aura. This is a good and safe way to protect out all of your positive soul thoughts, your curiosity about the world, and radiate safely who you really are. Now, I did a recording that's available. I'll put that in the show notes as well, that allows you to clean your aura, that allows you to see exactly what you do and how you take care of your aura and how you then connect in with your soul. So I'll put that down. It's a very, very mini course that I've done. And you can listen to that and you can take that on as well, because as you step into your power, you need to know how to take care of your aura. This thin brain is like a living jelly. When you are fully charged and have this membrane around you, you can walk through your day. You can feel the love that your soul has for you. You feel gifted and abundant. You feel strong, and the criticisms and judgments of others easily get caught in the filter's membrane. You are just unaffected and not influenced by them. You become phenomenally strong on the inside when you are dealing with yourself in this way. So the filter's membrane gets clogged and filtered membrane and requires to be washed off to live another day, to protect within your living energy field the sovereign state as your boundary. I hope that's making sense. If you want to know how to get into your power, then let me know. I'm going to be doing a group call about that. This is absolutely imperative right now, especially if you're going through a lot of shit shows. So I would love to teach you that, but it's very, very important that you then take care of your energy and don't let anyone hook into you from anyone. You need to take a new perspective of that and start doing that on a daily basis. Thank you very much, Sovereign, for giving us such a powerful message today and for this week and moving forward with the frequency being higher. You're going above love. You're getting rid of everything below the table. You're going above love, which is 528 hertz. You are moving into what I was shown this morning. Again, reminder, 664 hertz, which is bliss. In other words, you're operating from a different state, from a different way. You're operating from your soul state. But if you're operating from that, you will be very, very attractive to pirates. All right, we don't want that. All right, so we want to be able to call in card number 2 as to what the best card would be, the best message for you if you chose card number 2. So let's see what plops out. One very clearly. Okay. Oh, now 21, Raphael. And he's asking us to look after the finer details. And this is what we're talking about, isn't it? So card number 21, Raphael, there is need to focus on the finer details. Raphael is the silver dragon. He is an old professor. He is old school. He is really, really connected to your mastermind and he's asking for finer details. Right, let's just get into his energy. You may have found yourself hooked on a big picture, looking into the future and the overall goal. It's big and exciting for sure, but you have forgotten to get into the finer details. I urge you to discover the finer, delicate, overlooked details of your dream reality. They drive us, the dragons and the spirituals. They drive the collective and the clans like myself. We are needing you to pinpoint in on the finer details. Now, within your aura, when you are radiating out and you've taken care of your aura, you're taking care of your energy, you then have more energy to pinpoint in on the finer details, meaning you are looking at your senses and you're looking at how it feels in your body and you're adding in more detail and adding in more detail because now you've got the energy to do that because you're not so worried about people stealing all your energy and you're not worried about everything that's below the table, all the woe and the sadness and the shit shows and everything that's going on. When you step into your power, you're able to focus more on what you want and claim what you want out of your future. For example, you wanted to imagine your day. You're setting up your day. You can say, oh, I want it to be a lovely day. And then Raphael will ask you, in what way? You say, well, I want the sun to shine. And Raphael will ask you, but what temperature? I want it to shine that you can wear a sun, so I can wear a sundress, so that I can have my skin free and soak up all the radiant vibes. So maybe there's a cool breeze that you would like, Raphael would say. And maybe you would like to wear fitted clothes or loose clothes, or what are the details? Who do you want to have lunch with? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to talk to? What kind of conversations do you want to have? Add in some details when you're setting up your day. Setting up your day is one of the things that the dragons often talk about. And there's an incantation that I do when I'm driving, but I'm using it now to set up my day as well, which is dragons out in front of me, dragons to the rear of me, dragons to the right of me, and dragons to the left of me, dragons overhead of me, and dragons underneath me. Can you see that that's in my aura? And then I say, please make this day safe and clear for me. And then I add in there whatever else I want to experience, what kind of relationships I want to have, what kind of people I want to be in communication with, where I want to go, what kind of adventures I want to have, what kind of things need to go smoothly, what I need to organize, and what needs to come through. So add in the finer details. So at the moment, Raphael is saying you're giving them a sketch. You're giving them an artist's line dot to dot sketch, but you've not filled in the lines, you've not filled in the shading, the colors, the textures, the feelings, the temperatures, the tastes, the smells. You've not filled any of it in. All they've got is a sketch, and they're like, it's so vague. There's nothing we can deliver for that. So really get clear on what it is that you want. The sketch of your request is currently knowingly vague, just an outline of the artist's true work. You tend to just actually ask on a broad level, like, I would like to have a nice day, would like to have a nice car, would like to have nice clothes, would like to lose weight, or I'd like to feel better, I'd like more money. But saying it's lacking its true colour, the shading, activating your senses, and what we understand is through your feelings. How does it feel in your body when you're sending that out through your aura? What are you sending out exactly? We are waiting for the specific details. Paint the picture in full color and paint it by numbers for us so that we can actually feel what it is that you're requesting. You're being asked to take the time to paint the picture for us, paint the picture in colors and details for us. Now this, as far as being in your consciousness, this would be probably level 3, that you're really getting into the details of how you want to live your life from now on. What kind of fun and adventures and what values your soul has. Where does your soul want to take you if it's to do with your business? What is your momentum and what is your movement? That is what Raphael is talking all about. Raphael, thank you very much for your message today. That was card number 2. And I shall put a note in the show notes as well about where you can find your own cards so that they can help you on a daily basis just discover what the card is for you, what the message is for you daily. I often get my clients, they have their own card sets, and they send me like, my God, this card was so on point, so on the point, that it was just an amazing message for me. So we're going to move now into card number 3. Remember, we're talking about soul interventions, why these things happen, what goes on when the shit hits the fan, we have a shit show going on in our house or our business, and we move into all the feelings that are below the table, all the fear and all the worry and all the grief. So sometimes that's just coming up for you to realize, right, okay, I need to deal with that. I need to step into my power so I'm not dealing with my worst fears. Let the cards speak. Okay, we have ceremony. Ceremony, card number 53. Number 53. Okay, let's see what this message is all about. 52, 53. Right. Ceremony is, she's talking about conscious competence, getting into level 4 here. So she really is where she's like, look how far you've come. Look at everything you've done. Now we're taking care of our all, and now we're putting finer details in. So let's see what she has to say to us today. So number 53, ceremony, infinite possibilities, open to receive the updated and uplifting flow program. Maya's grunting there. You are under the illusion that you can somehow control and quantify the situation and the person. So this would be your human. You are under the illusion that you can control and quantify it. It's strange to us spirituals that people want to still quantify how much there is of something, to measure and count when really everything is constantly changing. Still growing, still evolving, still blooming, still rising in waves of frequency, and the possibilities are infinite. The world is changing. The planet is changing. The population are evolving, as are the frequencies. Such new things come along all the time that science can't understand, mathematicians can't even quantify. So, for example, at some point, somebody might have said, there are 256 shades of grey or shades of, black and white. And you're like, well, there were. Or you might say, well, I read this in a spiritual growth book or an abundance book. And then you're like, well, yeah, that kind of was the way that things worked out. And that was the way that you could do things. But now, how about you take it back to source and you find out how to best operate now? Because what's gone on before, because you've done so much work, you've outgrown that. There is just more to be done. There's more fun to be had with it. There's more expansion. There's more frequency. There's more everything that you can start operating in a different way. So at one point in time, that information and those facts were true, but now they're not necessarily true. It doesn't mean that they continue on forever in the same way, on the same trajectory. You might be trying to draw theory on a world that is intangible, unimaginable, where fantasy, dreams, creating imagination, childhood feelings, excitement, wonder, being in awe with so much life has to offer. The population is evolving so rapidly so that you can remember your capacity, that you know that you have magic and you have skills and knowledge that you have forgotten. It's time to remember and step back into your power so that you can just create from anew. You can claim your divine inheritance. So this week's theme is all about, like, when the shit show happens, what's going on? It's your soul that's coming through and asking you, do you know how powerful you are? Like, come on, let's get you back into your full power and remembering exactly who you are and how to operate in this particular way. Sometimes there are just different solutions that we can use. First of all, we can take things back to source. We can ask source to sort things out for us. We can ask the dragons to stand on guard for us. I had a client last week and she was saying to me that there's been a dog next door, talk about shit show, that there's been a dog next door that's just been absolutely ferociously trying to attack her through the fence. And it's taken about 2 weeks, and we spoke about it last week. And we were talking about calling in the dragons, and then this week, I'm going to call in the dragons. She walked into the garden. The dog went absolutely berserk, forgetting the fact that her whole livelihood is to do with the garden. She is a gardener and she works with the earth energies and everything else. She talks about that. And this dog is just like stopping her doing that. She couldn't go into the garden. So she ended up just saying, I'm calling in the dragons, sort that out. And with that, the dog stopped barking. You have to know that when you step into your power, there's so much more available for you there. You can call on the higher beings, your higher intelligence. You can call on your intuition. You can call on telepathy. You can call on connecting in with your soul of your clients. You can call on so many things. All my paid courses, I am helping people meet their soul, step into their power, clean their aura. And there's a bonus that I want to offer you right now. So it's actually going to be in the show notes as well, that you can dip into and you can see, and a breakdown of how you step into your power, and so that you realize that you're not just human, that you actually have access to so much more. So watch part one, and part one leads you on to part two, where you're able to understand, oh, so I could actually step into my abundance as my power. I could really start operating as that. And that is the value of being able to step into your power, claim your power. And as the dragons say, break the spells, claim your power, start creating your own future. You start creating your own future, which is going back to Raphael, about putting in the details. And what ceremony is talking about here, you have infinite possibilities. So this is stage 3 of consciously being competent. And you are uploading and receiving a new flow program. So for goodness sake, allow yourself to receive that and start operating in that flow program, meaning that you are in connection with your soul. She's your ninja. Not only does she help you play family games better and organize things better and remember things like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, remembering things. There's so much that the flow program brings to you because you are in connection with the most powerful part of you. You're in conversation. Right, ceremony. Thank you very much for that. That was card number 3. So we are going to call in card number 4, and we are going to understand why we need to step into our power, and when we're all having shit shows, how we can actually deal with that in a very different way. We're lifted off. We're just observing, and they don't become so crushing for us anymore. So card number 4 coming up. Calling your power back. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Clearly bring out one card that will speak to this week. Oh, yeah. All right. We have Seraphina, card number 8. Seraphina was the first dragon that I met. She's a golden dragon. She has an awful lot to say about you being aligned with your energy. So Seraphina, so much to say about you being aligned with your soul energy and in your power. This one is card number 8, aligned to the energy. You are a powerful conductor of energy. Imagine that you have energy coming in, okay, and it's going all the way through you. Now, it starts as a very fine line when we're in stage 1 of consciously being competent. It starts like a harp string and it goes all the way down, and it tethers us between heaven, the cosmos, and earth. And it's a flow of information. It's a flow of energy. This is where your intuition, your mediumship, your telepathy, your abundance are actually within this line. Then what happens, the more often you practice this, when you get into sort of stage 2, it becomes more like a drain pipe and more information can come through you. You are in the conduit of flow, life force, energy. You are claiming God's inheritance. So this is what Seraphina is talking about when she's saying, aligned to the energy, you are a powerful conductor of that energy. So let's just see exactly what the message is. Oh, you've been through an era of seriousness, survival that has got you very stuck in a routine and trying to figure things out and struggling, thinking and overanalyzing every single thing. You are far too precious to still be struggling like this. This makes me want to cry because the shit shows and the soul interventions are trying to push you out of that. They are forcing you out of staying in the routine, trying to figure things out, struggling. They're trying to show you how precious you are, because within this conduit, you have access to gold, you have access to magic, you have access to so much that you're not letting yourself come through because you're operating as the human. You're operating in what, 5% of you, whereas the 95, the rest of you, the 95%, the rest of you is spirit, is soul, and anything is possible. She can organize anything for you. So this is what she's meaning by that. It is time for aligning with the playfulness, the fun, the pleasure, and knowing that you are a powerful conductor of energy, which is needed to bring about your creations, and you don't go into this as much as you could. We're growing into an era now when this is absolutely imperative that we know how powerful we are, that we can step into our soul self. We can step into the spirit of our business. We can step into our soul and we can ask questions and get answers. We are no longer operating on this very thin line. We're now operating on a broad band. So we are operating from the whole of our aura and allowing ourselves to pick up on feeds and information and feeling, and also being able to filter out the world that no longer serves us. I hope that makes sense. Stepping into your power is just an incredible journey. You are a powerful energy conductor. You feel energy, you produce and circulate energy. And just like the trees and the planet, which are similar conduits and conductors of energy, you are no different from the trees. You have access to tremendous power through the roots and energetic ground roots, and your body is a conductor that acts like a barometer of your energy. You complete the circuit as the energy goes up through you and into the sky, then loops down through as the conductor, down into the earth, moving energy from the earth through your core back up to the heavens and into the galaxies beyond, and then drawing back through you everything that you want to create that's in your mind's eye with your imagination. The directed power at your fingertips is incredible. I'm going to mention this again in the show notes. I will also put a link to being able to clean your filter, clean your aura, so that, in other words, you are being the purest energy that you can possibly be within your aura, and it will show you how to clean off your aura and become more impermeable to the outside world, so that you are operating from within your power source, within your aura, getting more intuition, getting more information for the spirit of your business and everything else. Once you are in your power, you also need to be very, very clean and precise about the energy that you are allowing in. Basically, don't allow anything in that's not yours. What else are we going to say? Oh, it's a game changing, that the energy of how you feel. It's the game of changing the energy frequency. It's a game of changing how you think, and to keep upgrading how you feel. Keep practicing and adding in more details and enjoy the fun with this all the time. It's a matter of playtime, playfulness, stepping into and what you want to be, acting that character out. You picked a character, you be that character, you step into your power. You just have to know that you are a powerful conductor and director of energy. You radiate energy, heaven and earth and back again. Now, you are, I think I mentioned this with Sovereign, card number 1. You are so precious. You have been made by the pressures that you've had on earth, which has made you want to grow and evolve. You are golden. You are accessing gold when you go up to heaven and you're going down to earth. This is your treasure. This is your line of abundance. This is your life force energy that's within you and within your soul, which is basically what makes you feel alive. You know, you can feel that consciousness within your body. That is your power. That is who you are. You are a conscious being, and a very small part of you is human. Step into your power and allow that all the way through and start operating from that power. Never give your power away, and don't let the, I'm not going to say it, and don't let the pirates, is a nice way of saying it, don't let the pirates steal your energy. You have done the work, you've gone in and you're accessing, you're a gatekeeper to this particular energy. Do not let anyone, don't let the fuckers take your energy, do not let the pirates come along and rape and pillage and steal your energy that you've worked so hard for. You have got the inheritance of the divine, of the God. You've taken it, you're allowing it, and then others are going to come along and they're going to want to take that away from you. So step into your power, take care of your energy, and listen to the show notes. Listen to every single thing that I've given you down below that will going to help you step into your power, and contact me, because this is so, so, so powerful. Of who you are becoming and how you're operating. Don't get left behind by doing an awful lot of work and having people still steal your energy. Thank you so much, Serafina. That was a very powerful message today. Thank you very much, everybody. Again, there is so much within the paid courses that I do. Manifest with the Dragons, I'm teaching you. We're reading for your business. I'm teaching you what your power actually is. We're breaking down the steps so that you can enter into the state, this altered state where you are calling in the dragons, where you're communicating with your soul, communicating with the soul of your clients, and you can know the power of your soul, the frequency where she operates. Step into your divine inheritance. I've got VIPs, I've got 12-month courses, and also the 12-week course, which is a Manifest with a Dragon, so that you are operating not just for your business, but in your life. Like when there's going to be more shit hitting the fan, there's going to be more shit shows going on. You need to be able to handle that because the frequency is getting so much faster. You've done the work, and so people are going to want to take that from you. They're going to want to have your energy, and it's just like it's a no-go. So your inner world is creating your outer world. Keep your inner world, your inner sanctum, and learn how to operate from that place. All right, lots and lots of love. Have an incredible week. Understanding what that latest shit show was showing you so that you can elevate yourself beyond that.